And I don't disagree. I think fenders give a really classic, cool look. But fenders are a pain in the butt. I call them a necessary evil. When you have fenders on your bike and you're parking it in racks, they bend, they break, they rub against your tire. They cause you to take tools out of your toolbox, if you even have tools, fix them. We didn't want people fixing their bike, and we said the majority of our customers are never going to ride in the rain. So we do sell fenders. We sell them on our website. You can buy fenders if you're going to ride in the rain. What frustrates me is when people in California who haven't seen rain in months order more fenders than anywhere else because they think they look cool, and it's just gonna muck up their bike. And when customers call and talk to me, I try and talk them out of every accessory we sell. We sell the accessories because people are going to buy them, and I'd rather them buy them from me than anyone else. But I'll be the first person to say, you don't need that stuff. You don't need fenders unless you're riding in the rain. And extra speeds. We've talked about this a little, but most people think more is better. More is better. If you ask most people in this country if you'd rather have a 21 or a 30 gear bike, they say, oh, I'd rather have 30 gears. But we've tried to educate our customers that 3 gears keeps the maintenance low, it keeps the operation of the bike simple. And that's what we're shooting for. So let's talk about how we've made the product accessible. We encourage adoption of the product by making it easy. Now, accessible, part of accessible for us is our price point. Our bikes are $400. We only sell them on our website. If we sold our bikes through a retailer, they'd be $800. The next closest bike to ours you can buy in a bike shop costs $850. So one of the ways we make our bikes accessible is we only sell them online at an affordable price. Now, buying a bicycle sight unseen isn't for everybody. So some people would still rather go to a bike shop and spend double, and that's fine. But I think we are living in a culture where people are fine reading reviews, seeing that we have a liberal return policy, and trying it out because the price is that darn good. We also remove barriers in our product selection. So Nike ID. I love Nike ID. I've designed a bunch of shoes on Nike ID, and every once in a while I actually buy them. What I usually do is I spend a bunch of time designing something, and then I kind of get cold feet. I don't know if it's going to look cool. And I screenshot it and say I'll come back to it later. And then, of course, I never do, and I abandon my cart. I think Nike ID is really cool, and they've been really successful with this. Now, this is, you'll notice, $75. This is a children's shoe on Nike ID. Now, my 2.5-year-old could not design a shoe. If he did, I wouldn't want him to. But if I asked him what he wanted in a shoe, he'd say he wants Thomas the Tank Engine on a shoe, not that he wants yellow soles with a black top, right? So I think it's pretty cool that there's all these choices out there, but I think as an average consumer who we're trying to address, they don't want that many choices. And in fact, they often want the choice to be easily made for them. So we try and make the decision easy. We have 2 models, a diamond frame and a step-through frame. A diamond frame is what you would traditionally call a men's frame, and a step-through frame is what you traditionally call a women's frame. We don't call them men's or women's because sometimes men like the step-through and women like the diamond, right? We have 2 colors in each side. The diamond bike comes in black and blue. Step-through bike comes in black or white. And we've got 2 sizes. So when you go to our website, if you believe in our story and you read the reviews, it's not going to take long for you to make a decision. Because you either want a boy's bike or a girl's bike, and you want it one of the 2 colors, and the size is what it is, because you're as tall as you are. So we believe in sometimes addition by subtraction. And I call it a backhanded recommendation. We give you a backhanded recommendation by not giving you so many choices. It's easy to go to our website and figure out what you want, because there's not many options there. And in that, we find that the time to buy when someone hits our website and checking out is far lower than the industry average. So we try and focus our website on having very few clicks from interest to checkout and very few options because people get overwhelmed by options. I would have been much happier going to the CVS and seeing one travel toothbrush and throwing it in my bag and going instead of wasting 10 minutes reading all the labels, seeing all the feature evolution that they have. The other thing we do for our customers is we really focus on what our customers are able to do. Our bikes are really easy to assemble. There's 4 steps. In the box comes with all the tools you need to assemble it. There's a 5-minute YouTube video. And we feel that part of the value we give to our customers is that they assemble at home. So they're not paying for someone to assemble it. It saves them a lot of money. They better understand why they're getting a good value, but also gives them buy-in to the product. People love to go to a cocktail party and say, hey, I built my bike today. You know, it gives them some buy-in. It gives them some opportunity to turn a wrench. It's super easy. Anyone who can, unwrapping the bike, taking it out of the package, takes longer than assembling it. This is so much easier than an IKEA bookshelf. It's not even funny. 4 steps, tools in the box, anyone can do it. It gives ownership and it makes the product accessible. It gives a connection to the story and to the build of it. Speaking of the story, let's get into that a little further. We want people to understand who we are as a company, and we want them to relate to us. And we want to integrate into their lives. So we try and connect to what makes us different. And we do it in ways that our customers can understand. So when I talk to my friends I used to work with at Giant Bicycle, the first thing they say to me is, Dave, you have a belt drive bike for $400? That's incredible. And I agree, it is. I think that's a huge part of what we do. But I don't ever talk about how we have a belt-driven bike. What I talk about is we make cycling simple. And that's what our customer wants to hear. Our customer wants to hear, we make cycling simple. How do we make cycling simple? We make cycling simple by providing a bike with no routine maintenance. It's free from grease. You don't have to lube the thing. No WD-40 out. It's really light. You can carry it. The frame's not going to rust. And by the way, our price is ultra competitive. You won't find a better bike for the price. That's the language we use when we talk to customers. What we don't talk about is a belt drive. So our customers don't go on to Google saying belt drive bike. They go on saying rust-free bike. They go on saying bike that doesn't need maintenance. Our customers don't care whether it's a belt drive, a rubber band drive, a shaft drive. Our customers just care that there's not a chain that they have to lube, there's not a chain that's going to get rusted, there's not a chain that's going to eat up their nice pair of pants. And so, I think the engineers in the room, we all love to talk about the cool technical features, but our customers just want it in their terms. This toothbrush helps make your teeth clean. We want it in simple terms, so we don't talk about the added membrane in the tires. We say, hey, they're puncture resistant, and we leave it at that. So we try and get people into our story by using terms that are non-technical. And the bike industry that I love is very technical. They talk about carbon fiber and dual suspension and electronic shifting and how much travel the suspension has. I could bore you with bike jargon all day long. And if you're a cyclist, you might think that's really cool, but otherwise you're going to look at me like I've got 3 heads. So we really try and keep everything we do at that high level and get people to buy into our story. Speaking of buying in, and in starting a new company, everybody needs to buy in. I'd say that our biggest challenge in starting Priority Bicycles was finding vendors that would sell to us. So here I am, some software guy, going to bike manufacturers and saying, hey, I think I can sell 20,000 bikes next year. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. And I had a lot of manufacturers say, that's great. What bikes do you sell now? No, I'm a startup, but I'm going to sell 20,000 bikes next year. And I had appointments with 17 manufacturers, and I think the first 12 told me to take a hike. I then started presenting to our possible manufacturers saying, we're going to change cycling. And we're not going to do it at the upper end, but the fact is that the American market has less people every year buying and riding bikes, and that's a problem. So if you want to keep selling your carbon fiber dual suspension bikes, we need to have a gateway drug to get people back onto bikes. And I think our company can do that. Now, not everyone's going to turn into a serious cyclist, but we need to show people that cycling is fun again. And the way we do that is through great looking, great performing, reasonably priced recreational bikes. So I spend a lot of my time pitching or selling our manufacturers. I've flown around the world to give presentations to people on why they should sell to us. Because I want them to sell to us at affordable prices, and I want them to be bought into the mission. And when we get in one of these newspaper articles or magazines, I send a copy to all of our manufacturers across the world, because I want them to share in our success. So the story of Priority Bicycles is really important to our customers, and I think they can relate to it because they got a great bike at a great price that they enjoy riding. And they hopefully feel a connection to the company that services them really well. But our vendors also have to feel the same. Finally, I'm going to talk about service, because a product that we sell doesn't begin and end with when you get your bike. It only starts then. We close loop with customers that buy bikes from us. We're constantly asking our customers for feedback. We want to know how they're enjoying their bikes. And if somebody has a problem with their bike, that does happen. We're not perfect. We fix it right away. And we fix it no matter what it costs. Because as an online-only company, we're only as good as our last review online. And if we didn't take care of a customer, and you guys know this, you go on a Yelp, you go on a Google, you go on a Facebook, and you say, these guys suck, right? We can't have that as an online-only company, and we don't want that. We started the company for good reasons. We started the company to get people on maintenance-free bikes that they can enjoy for many years to come. And so we take that into every communication we have, and we try and create everyone as a brand champion. Our biggest brand champions right now